Welcome to Rocksolid Productions, where in this video we are going to check out the Super Mario Joy-Con and Pro Controller charging dock for the Nintendo Switch from PowerA. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rocksolid Productions. Now before we get started, I do want to take a moment if this is your first time to the channel and thank you for stopping by and checking out one of our videos. If you like what you see here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way each time we do have a new video that goes live, if we do a live stream or anything along those lines, you are kept the most up to date, especially if you hit that bell notification icon. Now, I am a huge fan of charging docks. It keeps things cleaner and more organized. You can see behind me, I've got my Wii and my PS3 controllers here. I've for a while been using the Nyko, whatever you want to call it, the charging block for the Switch. But I recently had a chance to pick up this guy here. This is the Joy-Con and Pro Controller charging dock from PowerA. And if you're not familiar with them, they make a lot of different accessories for the Switch. They make different cases. The amiibo stand that you see here, that's actually made by PowerA. They make a lot of really cool stuff. And what I like about this in principle is that it not only allows me to charge my Pro Controller, which the Nyko dock, whatever, would allow me to do, it now will also allow me to charge extra Joy-Cons, and I actually have some extras now, which I didn't have before. Originally, I would just charge my Joy-Cons on the Switch. Now that I actually have a couple extras, I need to be able to charge those separately. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out, throw it on the bench, see it comes out of the box, and what it takes to get it up and rolling. And quite honestly, see if it's worth what we paid for it. It was actually on clearance when I bought it over at GameStop. It was only $10, but I know that you can still get these through other sources like Amazon, Walmart, Target. I've seen this other places as well. Now, in addition to the Mario livery that you see here, I've also seen just a plain black one. I've also seen a Zelda one too. So if Mario isn't necessarily your thing, there are other options out there for you. Let's throw this on the bench, see how it comes out of the box. So here we have the Joy-Con and Pro Controller charging dock from PowerA up on the photo booth here. And nice clean box and everything. Super Mario logo on the front. On the side, good shot of the Pro Controller. On the back, charges 2 Joy-Cons and 1 Pro Controller. Easy slide and design, connects each Joy-Con. USB-C dongle attaches to the Pro Controller for quick drop and charge. 3 individual LEDs indicate charge status. Weighted base with underside USB cable wrap. And this is just more of the same here, just in different languages. So let us open this bad boy up. And if I read that properly, I'm glad to see that it actually charges via USB-C versus going USB-A. And it does include a cable, it looks like. So let's see here. Flipping that upside down. So first things first, this is the little dongle that will go into the controller itself, and it will plug in just like so. Now, one thing I will say, it's not a flush connection there with the controller. I don't know if you can see that or not. There is a bit of a gap between the dongle and the top of the controller. Now, in comparison's sake, I do have the other charge dock I've been using for almost a year now. This is the Nyko dock. And this one, when you plug it in, it mounts flush to the controller. There's no gap or anything. So as far as just the fitment of the dongle to the controller, the Nyko dock is actually a little nicer, I'd have to say. Now, the PowerA dock, one of the things it does do is it is a little bit narrower, so I can access the pairing button here separately, and I can see the LED where that is actually obstructed on the Nyko dock. So we'll set the Pro Controller aside there. Here's the actual unit itself, and it is pretty hefty. It does have a good weight to it. Now, there is actually no separate cable. This is hardwired inside, so there's no separate cable to be worried about here. And rubber dealio just goes right there. And then with this, Joy-Con 1 will slide in like that. Joy-Con 2 like so. And your Pro Controller will sit right like that. Now there's no snap or anything to be heard. Now on the top it does have 3 LED indicators, so when this one is fully charged it'll go one color, that one, and then that one to indicate the charge status. Now let's take a look actually at the manual real quick too, because it does come with one and you should read the manuals. And the main thing I want to see is if it calls out if there is a different color indicator. Connect the USB Type-C charging adapter to the USB-C port on the Nintendo Switch dock. Well, this is not a USB-C connector. I will tell you that first and foremost. So that's disappointing to see them mislabel what that is. Let's see. Place the dock on a clean, stable surface within 3 feet of the Switch. Plug the charge dock power cable into any available USB port on the Switch dock. So their thought is that you're going to actually connect this to your Switch dock to provide power. Not a bad idea. That's actually what I do with the Nyko dock. Charging your Pro Controller, connect the USB-C charging adapter to the port up top. Ensuring that it's fully inserted. Place the place the Pro Controller into the dock, ensuring that it's docked in place. The charging indicator LED above the Pro Controller will illuminate red to indicate charging is in progress. When charging is complete, the LED will turn to green. Same thing, it'll be red and green with the Joy-Cons themselves. Let me grab a USB charge adapter real quick, and I want to see exactly what we're getting as far as charge lights, how bright they are and whatnot. So I'm actually bringing in one of our multi-USB outputs. You guys have seen me talk about these in the past. I love the fact that I can charge 4 different devices on this 2.4 amp output. 2.4 amp output. So let's check and see if this will power the PowerA charging station. Sure enough, and there you can see the LEDs up top. They are all indicating red right now, showing that all 3 controllers are charging. They do claim that it is a 3-foot cable, and that looks to be right here. We're going to unravel this here. So, yep, that's about 3 feet there. And like I say, overall, the weighted base is really, really nice. I mean, that's got some heft to it. Again, comparing to the Nyko dock, that, I mean, there's nothing to this. Pretty hollow, pretty lightweight, and I have had times where when I put my Pro Controller on here, it doesn't start charging. This looks to be a very, positive engagement on here. Now, what happens if I just, that's neat. So if you push it in, you can see the contacts for charging where it would hit the dongle right there. They would basically protrude out when you do that. So it protects it if the controller is not in there from anyone accidentally touching and shorting that out. And just laying the controller in, pushing it back, there we go. Overall, pretty simple. I mean, there's not much not to like here, except for I'm not a huge fan of the hardwired charge cable. I will tell you that right now, simply because if I want to place this in one spot and I don't have a power supply nearby, I'll have to use some kind of an extension for this. Above and beyond that, for normal retail price is $20 on this. Like I say, I paid $10 because GameStop had it on clearance. This seems to do a pretty decent job at what it's supposed to do. And quite honestly, I love the Mario styling on it. It just looks great. So what do I think of the PowerA Joy-Con and Pro Controller charging dock? Well, it might be good for you depending on your situation. So for example, where I have my charging dock now, I can't reach my Switch charging dock. So the 3-foot cable for me, way inadequate. Now if I had this downstairs in my living room where I have a couple shelving units and I could connect to my dock right there, perfect, would not have an issue. Above and beyond that, for the money, for the price, for what it does, I dig it. I paid $10 for this. Regular price is $20 to $25. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It has a really nice weight to it. It looks really good too. I do actually really like the Mario livery on it. It even has, if you look on the side, Mario jumping on that side and on that side too. So it's something you can definitely have fun with, and I do, like I say, I do really like it. I also don't like the fact though that the dongle, there's such a gap between the dongle and the controller, and that's where the Nyko, whatever you want to call it, where their dock, it's a flush fit. I do like that a little bit better. Above and beyond that, if you are looking for a way to charge your Pro Controller and 2 Joy-Cons at the same time, and if you can find this on a deal, definitely do it. Like I say, I got mine $10 at GameStop. I'm sure that they're out there for other prices as well. The quality of PowerA stuff, I've not had an issue with, so I would not be hesitant to recommend trying this at all. I just make sure that you have this set up in an area where you can quickly and easily connect it to a power supply for charging. Other than that, pretty good. But these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think. What are you using to charge extra Joy-Cons and your Pro Controller if you have them? Are you using something like this here? Are you using, something just to charge the Joy-Cons, or something just to charge the Pro Controller? Are you using the Nyko dock that I've covered in the past? And again, if you haven't checked that out, we do have the review in a pin post down below where you can check that out in the more info section. Definitely take a look at it, because it's another option that you have out there. You can also send me any questions that you might have to us at our email address at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios, and we've always got the conversation going over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions. If you want to as well, you can also help support the channel in a number of different ways. First and foremost, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, check out our other videos that we have here on the channel and hit that subscribe button. That way, every time we do come out with new reviews, tips, tricks, how-tos, live streams, you are kept the most up to date, especially if you hit that bell notification icon. You can also help us out by heading on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For just $1 a month, you get early access to all of our video content, exclusive one-on-ones with me, and a whole lot more. Finally, if you want to pick up some Rock Solid Productions swag, you can do so over at our Teespring store. I will have the link on screen now. We have shirts with the Super NES style cartridge like what I have on here. Not the Raglan style tees though. These are a special one-off just for me. But we do have single color t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, and a whole lot more featuring the Super NES style cartridge, NES, and N64. Not a bad little unit here. I just got to figure out how I'm going to wire it. I've got some ideas. Stay tuned. But I am Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions and our review of the PowerA switch charging dock for the Pro Controller and the Joy-Cons. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.